All right, everyone, welcome back to the Maple Grove Boys Swimming and Diving event. Tonight we're taking on Anoka. And this is this is Jeff Ruhr here with Lori Fisher.
Hi, everybody.
This is our first time doing this together, so
yeah,
we're gonna
super exciting.
We're gonna see.
We're putting a little spice into it.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. So our first event is going to be the 200-yard medley relay for the junior varsity. You know, I always read this off of here and say boys, but it's the boys meet, so
right.
it feels like redundant.
There are no girls. I was doing that when I was announcing the other night, too, and I finally realized I should drop the boys part.
So we'll start off in lane 1 for Maple Grove. Rowan Layton, Zachary Ruhr, Dylan Yoshi, Brady Kuklock. For Maple Grove in lane 3, Luke Martin, Alec Benninga, PJ Wild, and Jacob Engler. Anoka in lane 4 is Kenan Nelson, TJ Maranga, Colin McCarty, Declan Blinkman. And in Maple Grove in lane 5, Daniel Shear, Nick Bauer, Bentley Craig, and Advet Deepak.
These medleys are always really fun to watch.
Well, it's
you have to do different strokes.
It's a hard event to swim because they have to keep all the different strokes in mind. So right now in lane 4, Kenan Nelson for Anoka appears to be slightly ahead of Luke Martin for Maple Grove in lane 3. Here they come.
I always wonder, too, how they know when is the exact right time to jump off.
Well, apparently
and
they
not
can
get DQ'd.
Right, they can leave as long as that swimmer is within reach of the wall. So as long as their foot doesn't leave the podium by the time they touch the wall. So big lead for Alec Benninga pulling out for Maple Grove here. And in lane 5 for Maple Grove, Nick Bauer has pulled ahead. As well as in lane 1, Zach Ruhr is. Maple Grove is in all 3 spots.
Go Zach.
Go Zach, yeah. Here we go. Zach and Nick touch at exactly the same time. That's going to put Diane Yoshi in lane 1 and Colin McCarty in lane 5. Sorry, that's Bentley Craig. Colin McCarty is in lane 4 for Anoka. Looks like our last swimmer from Maple Grove in lane 3 is in. That's Jacob Engler. Lane 5 for Maple Grove puts Advet Deepak in the water. And Brady Kuklock is about to go in lane 1 for Maple Grove. He's in. Right behind him is Declan Blinkman. So Maple Grove is going to take first in this. Lane 3 at 2 minutes, 10 seconds, 0.69.
Points are awarded for first, second, and third, right?
I believe also fourth.
Fourth, too, okay.
Yep. Maple Grove takes second in lane 5 at 2:28.56. Looks like Anoka will pull in third in lane 4, 2:40.42. And lane 1 for Maple Grove is 2:44.5. So now we're on to the varsity 200-yard medley.
We should point out that Maple Grove is undefeated so far this season.
Yeah, they are.
We've won all of our meets. Last week we took on Anoka,
Andover.
The Andover Huskies.
That was a close event.
It was. It went back and forth.
So for this one in lane 1 for Maple Grove, Alejandro Jimenez, Mark Altman, Connor Elfstrand, Will Corrone. In lane 2 for Anoka, Ewan McAllister, Malachi Leak, Matthew Goldstein, Calvin Tukkanen. Maple Grove in lane 3 is Logan Sear, TJ Pally, Will Isaac, Tom Botkin. Lane 4, Joseph Morahue, Cooper Lindberg, Logan Day, Kyle Anderson for Anoka. Gabriel Jimenez, Garrett DeLuz, Andrew Sahlberg, Jeffrey Nordvold. In lane 5 for Maple Grove, we had a false start there, didn't we? No, they were just getting in the water for the backstroke. And Anoka in lane 6, Abe Olson, Charles Gabati, Abe Sparts, and Hassan Kaba. And they are off. All right, Logan Sear in lane 3 for Maple Grove starts out ahead. A good half length ahead of Joseph Morhew for Anoka. It's amazing to me how some of these guys can go so far underwater after touching the wall.
So much power.
Yep.
Watching those kicks, too.
Logan touches the wall, a good length ahead, and TJ Pally's in. Cooper Lindbergh follows closely behind in second place for Anoka.
TJ is one of our 3 captains this year. He's a senior. He'll be graduating this spring. Still debating on where he's going to college. Or at least that's what I think. I'm not sure. Maybe he's made a decision.
Lane 2, Anoka. Malachi Leak has them in third place. But Garrett Deloza. Puts Maple Grove ahead in third. So Maple Grove's in first and third place right now in lanes 3 and 5. And TJ is pulling way ahead. He's got that lead out to about 2 body lengths right now. Will Isaac hits the water. A good second ahead of Logan Day of Anoka. And here comes Andrew Sahlberg in lane 5 for Maple Grove, trying to get us that second place spot. So Maple Grove will take first in lane 3 at a minute 46:54. Anoka comes in second in lane 4 at a minute 49:57. Maple Grove in third, lane 5, a minute 53:59. Anoka comes in second in lane 2 at 1:57:24.
Last weekend at the True Team event in Spring Lake Park, one of our relay teams, made up of Logan Sear, Thomas Bodkin, Garrett Rickles, and TJ Pelly, also took first in the 400-yard freestyle relay. So we have some strong relay teams.
Yes, we do. We've just got a lot of depth on the team. A lot of strong swimmers.
That's what the True Team events is supposed to show, right?
I'll take your word for it.
Oh, well, I did my studying. I looked at Wikipedia, and then I went to the actual website.
Okay. All right, we're on to the 200-yard freestyle junior varsity. Lane 1, Maple Grove, Dian Yoshi. Lane 2 for Anoka, Kenan Nelson. Prithvi Sai for Maple Grove in lane 3, Lucian Warrenma. That one's tough. In lane 4 for Anoka, and Daniel Shear in lane 5 for Maple Grove. Prithvi still halfway in the water. So first place right now is Kenan Nelson, touching just ahead of Dian Yoshi. But Prithvi comes in and takes back second place in lane 3. Here comes Daniel Shear in lane 5. He's actually going to wind up touching first. So he's got the lead at the halfway point. Swimming nice and smooth. It's between him and Kenan Nelson of Anoka in lane 2 right now. It looks like Nelson has a slight lead. Prithvi Sai is in third, followed closely and pretty evenly by Warrenma for Anoka in 4 and Yoshi for Maple Grove in 1. Anoka's Nelson in lane 2 gets a little more of a lead. We're in the last 50 here. Still in first place is Nelson, being chased by Cher, and second for Maple Grove in lane 5. Prithvi Sai is not giving up either. He's third in lane 3. Opening up a little bit of a lead on Anoka's Lucian Warrenma. Hope I don't have to say that name too often tonight. Well, Nelson's going to cruise to a pretty good
we go.
Lead here in lane 2 for Anoka. Some of these guys just swam the relay earlier. I think they're a little tired.
Oh, 2 in a row, huh?
Yeah. So Cher and Sai in 5 and 3 are right neck and neck. Looks like Prithvi Sai might have a little bit of a lead on second place in lane 3. But Warenma for Anoka in lane 4 is not going away either. It's going to come right down to it for second and third between those two.
Let's go, Crimson.
Nelson's going to take first here in lane 2 at about 240.6. Holy cow. Anoka came in hard and got second place there. Warenma took second in lane 4 at 246.42. Had quite a kick at the end. Third place is Prithvi Sai from Maple Grove in lane 3. Who edges out Daniel Cher by just under a second.
Daniel is a 7th grader, and Prithvi is a sophomore at Maple Grove High School.
Yeah. Daniel's got a pretty strong future on the team in 7th grade. So now we're on to the 200-yard freestyle for varsity. This will be Eris Liu in lane 1 for Maple Grove. Anoka's Andy Nguyen in lane 2. Garrett Reichels for Maple Grove in lane 3. Jack Guy in lane 4 for Anoka, and Jeffrey Nordvold for Maple Grove in lane 5.
And for those of you at home, any varsity events is where you score your points to win the meet. The JV events, while exciting, you do not score points towards the actual meet.
I'll take your word for it on that.
Watch, I have misinformation by Lori Fisher tonight. That's what I believe.
And I forgot to mention, for those of you watching, lane 1 is on the left side of your camera. Lane 6 would be on the right. Good start for Garrett Reichels in lane 3. Slightly ahead of Jack Guy in lane 4 for Anoka, but they're pretty close. Also a pretty strong fight for third between Nordvold of Maple Grove and Andy Nguyen of Anoka in lane 2.
Yeah, Jeffrey's an 8th grader on the team. First year with Maple Grove High School, Crimson.
And Garrett's a very strong swimmer and a junior. I think they made him the 4th captain this year. But regardless, he'll be a captain for sure next year.
Yeah, you can kind of see who will be in charge next year, right?
Yeah.
Help lead all the boys.
Yep. So Garrett makes the turn, and he's got a good, strong 4-body length lead on Anoka's second place, Jack Guy, who just is edging Nordvold in lane 5 at this point. But Nguyen and Liu in lanes 2 and 1 are not going away either. This one's going to be close for second and third. I believe we're into the last 50 here for Garrett. He's swimming strong. He's got a half pool length lead here.
Eris in lane 1, his brother just graduated last year from Maple Grove. He was a captain here on the swim team, Jalen.
He's going to school in Canada.
Yes, yeah.
Yep.
So we haven't seen him at an event yet. Hopefully he can come home for one of them.
Yeah, hopefully.
Cheer on his little brother,
Yep.
who's a very strong swimmer. Eris is in 8th grade.
Garrett Reichels takes first in lane 3 at 157.12. Looks like Jack Guy is going to just edge out Jeffrey Nordvold in lane 5. Guy comes in at 2 minutes 4:53, and Nordvold is 2 minutes 5:52. Rounding it out in 4th place, in lane 2 is Andy Nguyen of Anoka, and Eris Liu of Maple Grove takes 5th.
And just last weekend, again at that True Team event in Spring Lake Park, Garrett Reichels took first in the 100-yard butterfly and the 100-yard backstroke.
Wow. All right, so we're on to the 200-yard IM junior varsity. This is where one swimmer will swim all 4 strokes. And in lane 1, Zachary Ruhr, who in my opinion is the loudest swimmer on the team.
I wonder why you say that.
Holden Vanderhoof of Anoka is in lane 2. George Fisher, do you know him?
Yeah, I feel like he's the cutest swimmer on the team.
He's in lane 3. Abe Sparts for Anoka in lane 4. Brandon Pazendak in lane 5 for Maple Grove. And Declan Blinkman also for Anoka in lane 6. I know this is one of Zach's least favorite events, just because of all of the different strokes he has to do the entire time.
Yeah, I feel like some boys love the butterfly and some boys hate the butterfly.
Yes.
It's like a love-or-hate relationship with that stroke. At least it is in my family.
In our family, it's a hate relationship.
Okay, yeah.
Zach definitely hates it.
But if you can perfect that butterfly, that's sweet.
Yep. Abe Sparts for Anoka is out to a pretty strong lead. Well, not a strong lead. He's out to the lead in lane 4. But Brandon Pazadek's right there with him in lane 5, followed closely by George Fisher in lane 3. What's George's favorite stroke?
He loves freestyle, followed by breaststroke.
Okay, and he's a club swimmer, isn't he?
Yep, he also swims for NHCP. He's been swimming for several years now, so he swims year-round, which in the summer is very cold because they practice at 6 o'clock in the morning, and the water is not warm at 6 o'clock in the morning, even in the summer.
Well, it beats the weather outside right now.
True.
Lane 5 for Maple Grove. Pazandek looks like he's pulled out to just the slightest lead over Sparts for Anoka. And here comes George in 3rd, lane 3.
That's the thing with these longer races. Anything can happen. Someone can pull out ahead. It just is all about endurance, too.
Yeah, and there's a couple of these strokes. The butterfly will take it out of you.
Yeah, you never know which stroke is their strongest until you see them in action, and that's where they can get a lead on the others.
Well, here we go into the freestyle lap. Looks like Brandon might have slid into 2nd place. George has taken over 1st. Sparts has fallen back into 3rd. This looks like it's going to be George's race here. Yep, George is going to take it, and it also looks like Brandon will hold off Sparts in lane 4.
There we go, Crimson.
There we go.
1st and 2nd.
1st place for George Fisher in lane 3, 229.77. 2nd place for Brandon Pazandek, 231.64. And Abe Sparts of Anoka comes in 3rd at 235.09. Looks like Anoka will also come in 4th place, 249.47. In lane 4, Zach Brewer brings in Maple Grove in number 5, 255.65.
It also looks like, Jeff, we have an updated score. 22, Crimson, 8 for Anoka.
It's an unusual score for a football game, but for swimming it makes sense. All right, so we'll be on to the varsity version of this. 200-yard IM varsity. Connor Elfstrand, Maple Grove in lane 1. Joseph Morphew for Anoka in lane 2. TJ Pally, one of our captains from Maple Grove in lane 3. Kyle Anderson of Anoka in lane 4. Alex Pickens, Maple Grove in lane 5. And Morrison Vanderhoof in lane 6 for Anoka.
And again, TJ is one of our team captains, along with Alejandro Jimenez and Max Parrish.
I'm just glad we have easier names to pronounce. And they're in the water. TJ's out to an early lead. Got about a half body length.
Just last weekend, TJ took 1st in the 100 freestyle at the True Team event. Again, a lot of successes last week and a lot of successes this season. It's really a fun season. Especially last year, there were no spectators due to COVID. Luckily, this year, we're all masked up and we can cheer on our boys.
Well, it's nice to be able to see it in person.
Or you have the live stream with our lovely voices, so that's just as exciting, maybe.
TJ comes in for the turn to finish out the backstroke. in lane 3. He's pulled out to a solid 4 body length lead in first place over Anderson and Morphew of Anoka in lanes 2 and 4. Sorry. Alex Vanderhoof is also pulled up in lane 6.
We're about 45 boys on our team, and it looks like Anoka has about the same. Maybe a few less.
GJ's so smooth in the water.
He really is.
Yeah.
And he's a nice kid, too. He's a good captain to everybody.
Yep, he really is. So he's pulled out to a half pool length lead in first. But Anoka is firmly in the next 3 spots. Our next closest swimmer will be Alex in lane 5. Here comes TJ, the final length. He's going to cruise to an easy win on this one. TJ will touch at just about 2:09.69. Lane 4 goes to Anoka with Kyle Anderson. And lane 3 also goes to Anoka, Morris and Vanderhoof. And they'll round out in lane 4 for lane 2 for second place with Joseph Morphew. Alex Pickens and Connor Elfstrand finish out for Maple Grove. So we're on to the 50-yard freestyle, junior varsity. This is a 2-heat race. And generally, the faster swimmers swim in the later heats.
Right. Yep, that's how it goes. And I'd say usually what I'm learning is that the kids will swim in 2 relays, usually during an event, during a meet, and then 2 or 3 individual events. Does that sound right?
Yeah, it sounds about right. Usually average about 4 once you're in 9th grade. 4 races. So Ben Taylor of Anoka in lane 2. Miles Ferens of Maple Grove in lane 3. Lane 4 is Mason Wagner of Anoka. Lane 5, Jeremy Kelly of Maple Grove. And TJ Moronga for Anoka in lane 6. Both of Maple Grove's swimmers here are 7th graders, Miles Ferens and Jeremy Kelly. It's like we were saying earlier, it really bodes well for our team going forward to have so many young swimmers. Miles is going to pull into second here at 37:04, but first place goes to Mason Wagner of Anoka at 33:95 in lane 4.
And they both cut time there, too.
Yep.
From their previous scores.
Third place is Maple Grove in lane 5, Jeremy Kelly. Fourth place in lane 6, Anoka's TJ Moronga, 44:37. Fifth place, Ben Taylor of Anoka, lane 2. The second heat will be Max George in lane 1 from Maple Grove. Anoka's Hassan Kaba, lane 2. PJ Wild from Maple Grove in lane 3. Charles Gabati for Anoka in lane 4. Jacob Engler of Maple Grove in lane 5. And Colin McCarty in lane 6 for Anoka.
Going into this heat, PJ Wild has the best score, going into 27.5. We'll see where everyone lands after this.
He's gonna pull out to a half body length lead here. Yep. Great turn for him, but also a great turn from Jacob Engler to slide into second place here. So PJ is going to take first in this heat at 27:06.
Yep.
Second place, 28:49 to Jacob Engler on that, most of it on that great turn he had.
Yeah, both cut time.
Yep, Hassan Kaba for Anoka comes in third in lane 2. All right, so we're on to the 50-yard freestyle for varsity. This is a fast race.
So we have an updated score as well. Maple Grove Crimson with 29 points. And then Anoka the Tornadoes with 17. So Crimson's still up by 12 points now.
So Will Corrone and Maple Grove in lane 1. Calvin Tukinen, Anoka in lane 2. Thomas Botkin, lane 3 for Maple Grove. Anoka's Logan Day in lane 4. Mark Altman of Maple Grove in lane 5. And Cooper Lindbergh, the Anoka, in lane 6. This one's a tight race. Here we go. Logan Day for Anoka is out in first. It's followed quickly by Thomas Botkin in lane 3. That one's, they finish 1 and 2. First place to Logan Day of Anoka with 23:18, followed very closely by Thomas Botkin of Maple Grove in second place in lane 3 at 23:61. Third place goes to Anoka's Calvin Tukinen at 25:22. Maple Grove's next swimmer is lane 5 in fifth place for Mark Alt. So now we go on to the boys 100-yard butterfly junior varsity.
Yeah, and while we're waiting, I keep bringing up True Team. So the boys had their True Team event last weekend at Spring Lake Park. They took second, which was great. But what I hear is the True Team big event at the U of M this weekend takes all the first place winners. Maple Grove scored a wild card spot. Therefore, they are going as well, which is super exciting.
Yeah, that'll be great for them.
And that U of M pool is so fun to cheer at and be at.
And that's a 50-meter pool, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So it's exciting for the boys, especially if they haven't swam there before.
So this has come up before.
Oh, so breaking news. They shorten it for the high school because it is not a long distance season. So you're not swimming that 50 meters.
Gotcha.
You know.
Okay.
But I will the summer session, if you swim club, is long distance. So then therefore that is where usually the state championships are, I believe, or one of the spots.
All right. I was wrong. We're on to diving next, it looks like.
We have 4 divers tonight.
Total or 4 for Maple Grove?
We have 4 divers total. Let me bring up my info here.
Zach Johnson, who's a junior from Maple Grove. And at the Duluth event 2 weeks ago, he set the team record for an 11 dive point score of, I think I have it here, it was 276. Sorry, way off.
Do you need your glasses?
391.9. I was getting it mixed up with Chris Larson's, who was 376.
Wow.
That was the former record. So
that's amazing.
He smashed that record. Zach is a great diver. He's a junior. So we're really looking forward to what he's going to do his senior season.
It's really fun and nerve-wracking to watch the diving portion.
Sometimes these kids' heads get really close to that board.
We had a 7th grader on the opposing team last week that cut it so close that after the meet, I told him, I'm not your mom, but man, was I nervous.
Well, that was the one where
and he knew he cut it close, too.
Half of the audience watching stood up and was like, oh, my gosh.
So we have Chris Osborne, who will be diving for Maple Grove. And then he'll be first. I think they'll each have, let's see how many dives here we have. I got a new phone and it's not, I don't
it's not
like
cooperating.
It. There's 6 rounds of dives tonight. 6 rounds with 4 boys. Chris Osborne, Ian Cobb, and then Zachary, as you mentioned, and then 1 from Anoka. So 3 out of the 4 with the Crimson tonight.
And diving, as far as scoring goes, is a very underrated part of the event. If you don't have good divers, it's hard to win.
always wonder, too, how many times did they practice that dive? And where do you begin? When it comes to these tucks and somersaults, that first time you even attempt to do it, and they make it look so easy.
I think you're either a diver or you're not. I don't think you make somebody into someone who wants to do all the flips. You know,
Ian showing off with a cannonball
yeah.
as they warm up.
And as far as cannonballs goes, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, cannonballs can be a form of art as well, as long as you don't belly flop.
And nobody wants to see a pink belly dive. And unlike previous streams where we've gone silent over the diving portion, Lori's actually going to call the dives for Maple Grove here, which is a skill in and of itself.
You do feel like you're at the Olympics when you see those numbers, when you say, 5, 4.5. It's fun to do.
Well, not only that, for calling the races, we get a nice printout of the kids and their lanes and everything. And for diving, you get handed a card.
These little sheets of paper.
That the kids have filled out themselves.
Correct.
And sometimes their penmanship's not great.
Tonight we're good. Looks like some of these are actually typed out. We have a dive number that's called out. It's usually 101B or 201C, and that tells the officials what they're doing. Then we have a dive description. And then we also have the degree of difficulty that can range. I'm not sure what the range is, but I know that it's usually between 1 and 2.5, I believe. At least that's what I've seen announcing the last few home meets. I think the highest degree of difficulty I've called out is 2.7. And that was actually just last week with Andover Huskies. They had a senior who was a tremendous diver.
Well, complicating calling the dives is not only do you have the handwritten cards, but you have pictures of them on your phone because they didn't give us copies.
I need to get a Xerox copy of it next time. And despite everyone being quiet during these dives, there is still some background noise, so they really have to focus. I'm not sure what they do. Take a deep breath. Imagine that no one's around. What their kind of deal is right before they dive.
And do you know why they towel off?
In the zone.
Do you know why they towel off in between dives? I don't either.
We need to find that out. So here we go. It's Chris Osborne with dive 101B, forward dive, degree of difficulty 1.3.
Nice.
Scores are in 5, 5.5, and 5.5.
And the scale is 1 through 7?
Yes. I believe so. We got to write down all these things that we just need to make sure we're correct on.
We'll get it for next time.
Yes. We have Ian Cobb, 103B, forward 1.5 somersault, degree of difficulty 1.7. Next up, we have Holden Yonder Shoot from Anoka, 101C, front dive, degree of difficulty 1.2.
Scores on the last dive are 4.5, 4.5, and 5. Andover had a really good diver last week.
Yes, I was just saying that. He was a senior and looked tremendous.
Unfortunately for Maple Grove, Zach couldn't compete in that event.
3.5, 4.5, 4.5. Next up, we have Zachary Johnson with Maple Grove, 103B, forward, 1.5 somersault, degree of difficulty, 1.7.
Oh, that was a nice dive. That's got to come in well above 6. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
6.5,
okay, so
7.
Higher than 7.
Yep. 7 and 7.5. Nice dive.
Next
Zach.
up, it's Chris Osborne, second round, 103B, forward, 1.5 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.7.
I was going to say, according to my son, who's one of the loudest swimmers on the team, Zach Johnson is one of the nicest kids on the team. So it's nice to see him do well.
For Chris, 4.5, 4.5, 4.0. This is Ian Cobb, 104C, forward double somersault, 2.2.
Now, Ian also swims, too.
Now that was Chris who just went, not
Right.
Zach.
This was Ian. Well,
This
Zach
is
went before Ian.
Yeah, yep.
Or before Chris. 4.5, 4.5, 4.5 for Ian.
Now it's Holden's turn, 103C, front 1.5 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.6.
Wow, nice dive.
Four and 3.5. Next up, it's Zachary Johnson with Maple Grove, 105C, forward 2.5 somersault, degree of difficulty 2.4.
You really have to hand it to these 7th graders who come out here and do this. This has got to be intimidating.
Wow.
Nice dive, Zach.
Yeah, we were talking about that senior last week. There was also a 7th grader last week who was amazing.
Yeah. 6.0, 6.5, 7.0 for Zach. He's really on tonight.
Chris Osborne, 301C, a reverse dive, a degree of difficulty 1.6.
These are the ones I always sort of cringe over. The reverse dives. Those are the ones where the heads
Okay,
get
don't make
really
me nervous.
close. I try and look away.
So I was saying amazing, like how do you even start practicing that?
Yep. 4.5, 5.0, 4.0.
We have Ian Cobb up, 203C, back 1.5 somersault with a degree of difficulty 2.0.
Couldn't quite get his legs in on that one. Still, though, to be doing that backwards, it's got to be tough. 3.5, 3.5, 4.0 for Ian.
Next up, it's Holden's turn. It's his third dive. It's dive number 401C, an inward dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.4.
Four 4.5, 3.5. Anoka's really showing a lot of
Zach is
support.
back with dive 204C, a back double somersault with a degree of difficulty 2.0.
This is the third dive, correct?
Yes, we're in our third round.
Five 5.5, 5.5 for Zach.
Now we're entering our fourth round. Chris is up with Maple Grove, 201C. Back dive, 1.5.
3.5, 4.0, 4.0.
Next up, we have Ian Cobb. A reverse dive, 301C with a degree of difficulty, 1.6.
That was one of those where he gets really close to the board, makes me nervous. 5.5s all the way.
Holden with Anoka is up his fourth round, 201C, a back dive with a degree of difficulty, 1.5.
Do you know how degree of difficulty factors into the scoring?
No, it's another thing we need to research there, Jeff.
I say you do that task.
I will say, though, I haven't seen yet where judges are, the discrepancy is wide. I feel like they're always within a half to 1 point of one another.
Yep. 3.0, 3.5, 3.5.
Zach is up for his fourth round, 403C, an inward 1.5 somersault with a degree of difficulty, 2.2.
Nice dive.
Nice and smooth.
Fives across the board.
Across the board. We're in round 5 now. Chris Osborne's up with Maple Grove. 401B, inward dive. Degree of difficulty, 1.5. Chris is a sophomore, I believe, right, at Maple Grove High School?
I believe so. 6.0, 5.0, 6.0. It's a nice smooth dive.
Up next is Ian Cobb, fifth round, 403C, an inward 1.5 somersault, difficulty level of a 2.2.
Six 6.0, 5.5. Nice dive.
Holden with Anoka is up. 202A, back dive with 1 somersault. The degree of difficulty here is 1.7.
Waiting for the judges on this one.
Sometimes it takes a minute to register, too.
3.5, 4.0, 4.0.
Maple Grove Zachary Johnson is up. 404C, an inward double somersault. Our highest difficulty level tonight, 2.8.
Well, I have done my handy-dandy research here on what your degree of difficulty is.
Wow.
That looked close to the board.
Okay, what did you hear?
So degree of difficulty is a numerical value given to the dive which multiplies the judge's score of a dive.
Oh, okay.
5.5 is across the board for Zach.
Chris Osborne's up next. This is our 6th and final round tonight. Chris will be diving 403C, an inward 1.5 somersault with a degree of difficulty, his highest tonight, 2.2.
And to finish out on that degree of difficulty, it's based on the formula that adds together the different components of the dive. It was 5.0, 3.5, 4.0.
Ian's final dive tonight, 5-1-2-2-D, a front one somersault with a tuck. Degree of difficulty, or that's a twist, 1.9.
Over-rotated a little bit there for a little rougher landing, but 2.0, 2.5,
Holden's
3.5.
final dive tonight. Sorry there, Jeff. I'm
No
still
problem.
giving the scores here. Holden's final dive, 5-2-1-B, back dive, half twist, 1.8. Zach's final dive tonight, 5-2-3-3-D, back 1.5 somersault with 1.5 twist, 2.5.
That's a lot to say. Whoa.
Again, how do you start practicing that? And remember, Zach is our record breaker. We're just waiting for his name to be put up on the wall in here.
5.0, 4.5, and 5.0. I think I would start practicing that dive by praying.
He's just diving?
Yeah, just that I don't hit my head on the board.
So that is our diving portion tonight. So now what we'll do is they'll bring up the diving board. We're going to try to raise some money with Chuck a Duck, everyone's favorite event.
The kids' favorite part, yes. And once again, we have some people chipping in from Florida. Yes, thank you. You know who you are.
Basically, Chuck a Duck, I'm new to this year, is where you float a duck or, Park Center floated a pirate ship because they're the pirates. And fans will put money in, buy a duck, a rubber ducky, for
or more,
a few bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, or more. Or you can spend as much money as you want. And then you chuck it, and winner takes half, and the boosters take the rest towards the team.
My youngest son, who's not on the team, is infamous for his chuck-a-duck ability.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So that's got to really bug him when there's several ducks in there and then they do not pull his number.
He's landed ducks at least 3 meets. And he's our proxy duck chucker tonight.
Oh, nice.
So
the Florida Scholarship?
Yes.
With the Florida Scholarship.
If you are betting on TJ to get your duck in the duck, he's just the one to do it.
You ready to smile? Gonna mark our first commentary tonight. Okay, here we go.
And the ducks are out. Somebody got one in.
Last week, I believe we sold $80 worth of ducks and raised.
Oh, we got one!
For the boosters. Not sure tonight.
We got at least 2 in there.
Who's holding out on their ducks? Let's go, everyone. Oh, nope, I think they're all out there.
So last week we had a chuck-a-duck controversy when the
What's that? Uh-oh.
When the swimmer holding the duck
Yep.
was in deep water, treading water while holding onto the duck.
Okay.
And some people said, well, he moved the duck.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Now, when I say people, I say mostly my younger son
Oh, no.
complaining. So
No one wants an upset 10 or 11-year-old.
that's right.
So once we clean up the ducks, the guys will jump back in the pool, warm up again, and then we'll start with event. Jeff, what event are we going to start with?
Looks like we will start with the 100-yard butterfly junior varsity.
And we have how many events tonight? You're in charge of our
We have
program.
24 events.
24 events, starting with 11. One heat of the butterfly.
It'll be Jonathan Gliniani, Advit Deepak, and George Fisher, all from Maple Grove.
So why don't we go over what's left for the season here while we have some time. So we've already, as I said, Maple Grove Crimson is undefeated. We kicked off the season with a relay conference at Northdale Middle School at the beginning of December and took first. Then we took on the Blaine Bengals, my alma mater, by the way. So it was a little tough,
We won't hold it against you.
But no, on the 16th of December, and we beat Blaine. Then we had an inter-squad meet, which was super fun. All of, not all, but whoever wanted to, who swam for Maple Grove before, who are off at college or done with college, came back. We split the team in two. So it was everyone from 7th grade to, I believe our oldest, I think is at least 10 years out of high school was there. Were you there?
Okay. No,
okay.
I was not.
Well, it was tons of fun. I was the announcer for it. Got to find out where everyone's either swimming or going to school. These guys were amazing, like what their backgrounds are. I mean, one is getting his degree, and I think he's in Norway. And another one is getting his biochemistry, physics. He's just super smart, like just a super smart guy. I wish I had the info in front of me right now. But it was a lot of fun. So they divided the team and into the gold and crimson, and then it was just fun. It was fun. And one team, I think the crimson won. I may be wrong.
And they do a lot of different events too,
yeah,
like
it's
swimming feet
not
first
right. So it wasn't just your 100 free. They did some really funny things where you had to drag one of your teammates. You had to swim backwards. You had to swim, I think, without your feet.
There was a kickboard event, things like
that. Yeah, there was a kickboard. It was lots of fun stuff, but it was just for fun and took lots of photos afterwards. Then after our inter-squad meet with the alumni, we took on Park Center Pirates, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, at Brooklyn Junior High on January 6th, where we won as well. And then we had mentioned the Duluth Invitational, where Zach got one of those diving records. A lot of the older boys got to go to Duluth. We weren't there, but I heard it was a lot of fun, and we did really well. We took first or second.
I thought it was second.
Second at Duluth.
Second from our guy in the booth.
And just to let you know, all of our big events are written up in the Osseo Maple Grove Press. So if you want to look back at any of the season, you can go. We're getting a good amount of play on the press. So
we'll take it.
And in print. So that's fun. Then on the 13th, we took on, just last week, we took on the Andover Huskies. And again, won that. That was a good meet. A lot of positives there. And then last weekend, the True Team event that we talked about for 5AA, I believe, and that was at Spring Lake Park High School. And then we're taking on Anoka right now, as you know. And then this weekend, it's kind of interesting. The team is divided into two again, with half of the boys going to the U of M for that wild card spot for the True Team event. That again, as Jeff was saying, shows the depth of the team. All swimmers score points at that event for their team. So let's say there's 32 boys in an event. The top guy who comes in first gets 32 points, and so on. So if you're the last one in, you get 1 point. And that's kind of how they look overall. How's your team looking? So we got that wild card spot, so we will be at the U. I believe the meet starts, no, I know the meet starts at the U at 5 o'clock on Saturday. Then the other half of the team gets to go for the red, white, and blue event, which is 7th, 8th, and 9th graders, and that's also this Saturday at Northdale. So I'm sure there will be lots of fun stories and tales to tell from both events that everyone can share together.
And a lot of tired kids.
And a lot of tired kids, which is just fine.
Yeah.
They're active. That's fun. That's great. They're socializing. They're getting their exercise in.
Yep, they are. We also want to point out that we have some sponsors that we want to mention. Steve's Auto World and Cobb have been very generous in their contributions to the team, as well as Bowie, Waterproof Your Life. Bowie spelled B-O-O-E, a swim and dive supplier. So we
you mentioned the weather, Jeff. It's 0 out, I believe, but it feels like 110 in here right now.
Now, your other son also plays hockey, correct?
He does, yes.
So I've heard hockey parents complain about, geez, it's cold outside, you have to wear all this stuff and come inside where it's pretty warm. So do you leave your jacket in the car or do you bring it in with you? And
right,
I think hockey parents have nothing on swim parents.
Well, some hockey parents bring in blankets and multiple layers. You never know if the warmers are going to be on.
Right.
So you just have to prepare. But I feel like if you're a true parent of a swimmer, you know that you definitely want to layer because it's tank top or t-shirt for sure. It was kind of funny. My husband is wearing his Birkenstock sandals, but of course I forced him to put some boots in the car just in case like our car didn't start coming out of tonight's event. You do not want to hang out in your sandals in -3 weather.
Well, we had to have the same conversation with our 5th grader. So
what is it about boys who don't want to wear jackets? Is that just an age-old issue?
It's more stuff to carry, you know?
It feels like teenage boys, or younger for that matter, it's still shorts in the winter if possible, Crocs, right?
Yep.
And no jackets.
Right.
No winter coats, no hats, no gloves.
And people say they want to, chalk it up to invincibility. I chalk it up to, like, ignorance.
Oh, you don't think it's just too cool?
No, it's just you're not thinking.
Until you're standing at a bus stop for a very long time waiting for your bus in no jacket.
Yep, exactly. I was going to say, too, with the temperature inside these meets, the mask mandate has been very popular. No one's been complaining about having to...
It's a little stuffy.
Yeah. It gets a little tough.
But I will add, we have spectators this year, so that's fantastic.
Yeah, we'll take it. But if you're wearing glasses trying to watch a swim meet with a mask on in here, it's pretty tough.
Yeah, you might steam up a little bit. It's a little steamy in here.
So they're just finishing up their warm-ups here.
Speaking of steamy, and also special thanks to our athletic director, Ricardo Jones, who I am told, since I'm new to this, well, I'm not on the team, I'm a new parent to this team, that he led the charge in getting fans in this pool. And I will tell you, as a volunteer, having fans here is... I don't know what you do without it.
It's a huge difference.
Turn off, you're like, somebody, the timer went off. Turn on the fan.
Yep. Right now our score showing Maple Grove 47, Anoka 30. We'll check to see if that's an updated score for everyone.
So we have the dive results in. Zachary Johnson coming in first place.
No surprise there. He was great.
Ian Cobb. in second place. Christopher Osborne, Chris, in third. And then Holden Vanderhoof from Anoka in fourth place. We have scores here. Zachary Johnson, 229.95. Ian Cobb, 155.60. Chris Osborne, 134.75, and Holden Vanderhoof, 104.35.
I was saying earlier during the diving, Anoka really supports Colton a lot. You can just tell they're really cheering for him, and I think that's great. You know, a lot of 7th graders would be real intimidated in that kind of event.
Yeah, that's amazing to kick it off in 7th grade. Our current score, home Crimson 47. Our guests tonight, Anoka with 30. Looks like we're getting a little bit closer here to kicking off the second portion of our swimming.
I keep almost saying Andover again instead of Anoka.
You know, I wrote an article for our team last week, and I wrote Anoka Huskies Andover Tornadoes, and luckily I sent it to other parents to proof because they caught me on that. So even professional writers can make mistakes every now and then.
Did you screw up the Blaine Bengals, though?
Never.
Yeah.
So what do we got going on here? We have event 11, the 100-yard butterfly JV.
Jonathan Gliniani in lane 1. Lane 3 is Advet Deepak. And in lane 5, George Fisher, all from Maple Grove.
Jonathan is a 7th grader, his first year on the team. George is an 8th grader, his first year on the team. And Advet Deepak is a junior at Maple Grove High School.
It might be his first year on the team, too. I don't remember if he was on it last year or not. George out in first place in lane 5 for the butterfly. And at the halfway point,
it's really about those turns. That's where you can really make a difference. Whether it's a turn, I don't even know the words for it, but I just know that that's what can slow you down or really give you that edge.
So are swimmers faster in a 50-meter pool than they are in a 25, or is it the other way around?
Another good question.
George takes the turn for his final 25 in first place.
So Crimson.
Looks like it's going to be Deepak in second in lane 3, although close behind him is Jonathan Gliniani in lane 1. But George is going to pull away. Good 3 body length lead here. He's going to touch in lane 5 at a minute 19:09.
And as we were talking about butterfly, George does not love the butterfly. He came in with no time, so 1:19:09.
Jonathan comes in second, actually, in lane 1, 1:26:88, which is barely ahead of Advet Deepak. Oh, no, sorry, they've switched that back. Advet Deepak comes in second, 1:25:22. Jonathan was 1:26:88. So now we're on to the 100-yard varsity butterfly. So that'll be Gabriel Jimenez in lane 1 for Maple Grove, Matthew Goldstein of Anoka in lane 2, Will Isaac, Maple Grove lane 3, Andy Nguyen of Anoka in lane 4, Andrew Sahlberg, lane 5, Maple Grove, and Ewan McAllister of Anoka in lane 6.
And you said Gabe Jimenez in lane 1. Gabe's older brother, Alejandro, is one of our team captains, and he is going to the U of M this year.
Is he going to be swimming there?
We'll have to find out.
This one's pretty tight across the board here. It looks like Will Isaac is in the lead, but just barely. He does make the turn. I think second place is Ewan McAllister in lane 6 of Anoka, followed closely by Andrew Sahlberg of Maple Grove in lane 5, but it looks like Andrew might be pulling ahead here for second place. They touch it almost exactly the same time. It's coming down to the end here. Will's still pulling. Looks like he's going to maintain that first place, but it's going to come down to the wire here between Nguyen and McAllister of Anoka and Sahlberg of Maple Grove. So first place goes to Will Isaac of Maple Grove at 101.54. Andrew Sahlberg does take second place at 102.98. Third place, Andy Nguyen of Anoka at 103.25. And in lane 6, fourth place for Ewan McAllister.
And everyone's shaving time off.
Yep. Fist bumps all around. So now we're on to the boys 100-yard freestyle junior varsity.
2 heats in this one.
Ben Taylor of Anoka in lane 1. Chetan Prubo of Maple Grove in lane 2. Colin McCarty in lane 4 for Anoka. Lane 5, Nick Bauer of Maple Grove. And TJ Marunga in lane 6 for Anoka.
So we've had 3 home meets in a row. Next week we go to Coon Rapids and take on the Cardinals.
Nick Bauer is in the lead in lane 5. A little bit of a tough turn there. And Colin McCarty might have edged him out. But they're coming right down to the wire here. The halfway point. Looks like Nick will touch just ahead. Third place appears to go right now to Maple Grove and Chetan Prabhu. But at the turn, Ben Taylor of Anoka made up a bunch of ground. He appears to be in third place right now.
Jeff, we also have an updated score with the Crimson, 58. And our opposing team, Anoka, with 35 points.
Colin McCarty's pulled ahead of Nick Bauer. He looks like he's going to take this one in lane 4 for Anoka. And he'll come in at 119.85. Ben Bauer will touch in second in lane 5 for Maple Grove at 123.12. Anoka looks to be pulling into third place here in lane 2. Ben Taylor will take third at 136.57. And Chetan Prabhu at 142.47. Lane 3 for Maple Grove in fourth place. Fifth place goes to lane 6. TJ Marunga of Anoka. So that's heat 1. Now we'll have heat 2. Bentley Craig of Maple Grove in lane 1. Declan Blinkman of Anoka in lane 2. Benjamin West, Maple Grove in lane 3. Lucian Warenma of Anoka in lane 4. Advet Deepak in lane 5 for Maple Grove. And Mason Wagner in lane 6 for Anoka. Again, I almost said Andover.
I'll try to catch you if we mess up.
And they're off. So this is the second heat of the 100-yard junior varsity freestyle race. Nice turn for Benjamin West in lane 3. Looks like it's going to keep him in first place here.
And Bentley lost his goggles, but he's just going after it. He is not stopping.
Nope. I think he's going to come in. Yeah, he actually is in first. No, second, sorry. Benjamin West, Maple Grove is pulling out to a good, strong lead here. Anoka's Lucian Warenma might be in second place. Pretty close. Yep, second place.
The top time
in lane 4.
Is 106.49. And that is with Benjamin West, with Maple Grove, a sophomore, who will take first.
105.8.
It's really fun to see these boys shave time off of their times, too.
Yeah.
You know that's super exciting for them. I mean, for personal records.
And you really kind of are racing against yourself. That's really what you want to try and do. So now we're on to the varsity 100-yard freestyle. This will be Jeffrey Norvold of Maple Grove in lane 1. Morrison Vanderhoof, Anoka lane 2. Logan Sear in lane 3 for Maple Grove. Jack Guy, lane 4 for Anoka. Garrett Reichels in lane 5 for Maple Grove. And lane 6 is Malachi Leak of Anoka. This should be a good race. Maple Grove swimmers in this one are really strong. But so is Jack Guy of Anoka. He's in second, right in between, looks like, Logan Sear and Garrett Reichels.
Jack Guy, that's a cool name.
It is.
Yeah, those flip turns. Like I said, you can perfect your flip turn.
You can shave a lot of time off. Logan Sears got a half body length lead in lane 3.
Let's work it, Crimson.
Oh, nice turn though by Garrett. Puts him firmly in second. Yeah, Logan should take first. Garrett should take second. Jack Guy of Anoka will probably come in third. It's going to be tight in lanes 1 and 2 for fourth place. Maple Grove is going to take that with Jeffrey Nordvold edging out Morrison Vanderhoof. So Logan Sear comes in first at 50.75 to Garrett's 52.08 in lane 5 for second place. Jack Guy of Anoka comes in third.
Score, home 58. Our guest 35. That's what I was going to Google right now. So I was saying there's a certain number of points you reach, then you swim exhibition. So the kids who are doing varsity events, they still score points for themselves, but it doesn't go against the overall team's score. So once you hit 94 points, the team hits 94, then everything else is just scored, or is exhibition. So the meet, basically, whoever scores 94 first wins the meet.
Okay. So this is the 500. This is the longest race, junior varsity. Lane 1 is Zach Brewer. Lane 3, Will Corrone. And lane 4, Mark Altman. This is Zach's first 500 in a meet.
So what's exciting about the 500 is that it seems like kids get nervous about it. I'm not sure if Zach's nervous, but I know I just, have friends whose kids swim, and the 500 always seems really scary to them, which you think as a parent is funny because they'll have practice for 2 hours, right? And they're swimming the entire time. So you say, well, why can't you swim for 5-6 minutes? But of course it's much different because you're trying to pace yourself. Everyone's watching. But I think kids who can swim these long distances, it's pretty amazing. That endurance is really important. And
you don't want to use too much at the beginning or leave too much at the end. I know Zach was a little nervous about doing this. I think he has swum one other 500. But I asked him, I said, where did you want to finish in this? He said 6:51. And I said, how did you come up with that? He says, well, I wanted to do 42-second 50s.
Well, then that's awesome.
If you know Zach, awesome. That's exactly how he's going to be.
Well, let's see what happens. In lane 3, William Corrone. William is our coach's son. William is in 10th grade. He's a sophomore. Coach Corrone is an orchestra teacher at Maple Grove High School. And I believe this is his 7th year coaching the team. And he's fantastic and really supportive of the kids. We also have our other coaches, Lindsay Jagger, Blake Moss, and then our diving coach, Mitch Reilly.
Coaches were telling me, Coach Lindsay told me before this, that Mark and Will have sort of a friendly rivalry going in this. Neither one wants to lose to the other.
Well, then that's what you need. If you can find someone who you really want to beat and you end up in the lane next to them, that will only push you to do better. And
fun fact, 2 of the tallest swimmers on the entire team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some tall boys. It's hard to when they have their jackets on, it's hard to tell some of them apart.
It's hard to tell them apart when they're up on the block. I mean, 80%
too.
of them look the same.
I will give our suits a 10 out of 10. I feel like they look really legit and cool, the red and black.
So Will is cruising along really smooth and pacing well in lane 3, followed by Mark Altman in lane 5. Zach's about to make a turn here. You've got to be gassed after this. I mean, swimming a 500 is like a third of a mile.
Well, and then you have to think about, too, what are they swimming before it and what are they swimming after?
Well, and that was Zach's thing. He was going to swim this and the 200 IM, which he swam earlier. And friends were texting him before the before the meet saying, oh, it's going to be a tough meet for you.
We should also point out we have 3 team managers, Heidi Buchanan, Sarah Cowell, and Ella Messner. You know, I made a mistake. I said that we're going to Coon Rapids next Thursday. That's not true. It's here. It's a home meet. It's senior night.
So they'll have to listen to us again.
I'm not sure why I thought that, but here we go.
Will and Mark, part of the reason they were really competing with each other was their times were so close in qualifying for this. I mean, they're 6 seconds apart, 7:03 and 7:09. So I would say, like you said, in a 500, if you can get anything to keep you going, little friendly rivalry would be a great motivator.
And again, it can change. I mean, you could be in third the entire time, and then your opponents, like you said, start running out of gas, and you can pull ahead.
I talked to Max George last week after he swam. I talked to one of the swimmers who talked to Max George, and that was his first 500 in a meet. And he had said to this other swimmer, yeah, I looked at the lap halfway through and it said 11, and he thought, oh my God, how am I going to finish? It's a lot of swimming.
Well, and then, you know, it's these, and you trust your teammates that are hopefully keeping track for you. They throw that board in there, and then there's certain things they do with the board to show you that you are on pace or you're not. I think that's like they shake it harder or something to that effect.
Yep.
And then a bell rings near the end to tell everyone that's their last lap. And there's the bell for lane 3.
That's Will Corrone. Will's going along nice and smooth here. Now, a lot of people ask about split times. Can you tell us what a split time is?
No, not in a correct way.
Now here, you've got a son in club swimming.
I know.
I thought I would go to you, the expert, for...
We know so much. I just explained the exhibition points.
That's true. That's true.
I was trying to have George even describe to me intervals, because they do a lot of interval training.
Will took it in first place at 5:52.57, so that's a huge improvement over where he was for qualifying time. Mark is going to come in here. I think Mark's got 1 left. Yep. Mark's got 50 left.
How's Zach doing?
I can't see the marker. Zach's nice and smooth. But you know, it's funny when you see these kids do their shorter distances, you know, the 200 and below. They go a lot of time with their face in the water. And by the time they get to this, it seems like they're taking a breath every chance they get. Looks like Zach's coming into his last one here. Yep, that is...
He's not going to be far off of what his goal was.
Mark is coming in at lane 5. In second place at 6:52.73. Zach's going to be close. He wanted to swim at 6:51. He finishes at 7:15.04.
Yeah, he could easily shave that off. He's just got to get a few of these under his belt.
Well, I know when I ask him later, I'm going to say, how are you feeling? He's going to say, tired and hungry.
Said every boy on the team.
Yeah, are swimmers ever not hungry?
Yeah, our grocery bill has definitely gone up.
The amount of food they eat.
Year or two.
I know Chipotle's always happy to see us walking up.
So
yeah.
You know.
All right, so we're on to the varsity version of this.
Race.
Yes, I do. I can tell you quite a bit about a bunch of these. I talked to some parents ahead of time. So lane 1 is Eris Liu, lane of Maple Grove. Lane 2 is Cooper Lindbergh of Anoka. Lane 3, Thomas Botkin, Maple Grove. Lane 4, Kyle Anderson. In lane 4 for Anoka. Max Parrish in lane 5 for Maple Grove. So Eris's brother, Jalen,
Right.
we mentioned earlier,
Yes.
was a captain last year and is going to school in Canada. So
I'm not sure what his major is, though. We'll find
I'm
that
not sure
out.
either. So Eris was on the team last year too. He's an 8th grader. Thomas Botkin, interestingly, is he started swimming in 7th grade. He does some club swimming, but he is an Eagle Scout.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he
Fantastic. As a sophomore?
finished it up as a sophomore, and now he's trying to get his private pilot's license.
Wow. Impressive.
He's done a solo already, and has aspirations of going to the Air Force Academy. And if you don't mind the pun, he's flying along in lane 3. That's pretty bad.
There's a few Boy Scouts, Eagle Scouts on this team.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids I know Zach is he's finishing up Life Scout for which is the next one from Eagle. All right, so right now we've got Thomas, good length lead, head in first place. Second place is Kyle Anderson of Anoka, but right there with him is Max Parrish. Eris, going back to him, he's only been swimming 4 years. So he has not been at this a long time. Started swimming.
He also swims club for
Yep.
NHCP.
Yep. And but his dad says he likes the shorter events. He was not looking forward to a 500.
Well, I think that's also, we were talking about the butterfly earlier, that you like a love-hate relationship, like you love it or hate it. I also have found that, I don't know, in my estimation, that kids are either sprinters or distance. Or
Right.
they just succeed more at one or the other, whether they like it or not. But I'm sure there's those kids that are, kind of love it all or good at all of it.
I think Maple Grove's best 500 swimmer right now is probably Alex Pickens. He's a sophomore.
Do you know what his time is?
I don't, but before this year, I mean, if there was a 500 going, Alex was swimming it. So he's branched out into a few more at some of these less competitive sort of meets. Thomas Botkin still firmly in first place, pulling out a little bit more of a lead. Kyle Anderson has gotten out to a little more of a lead in second place over Max Parrish in third. Over in lanes 2 and 1, it's Lindbergh and Lou, respectively, from Anoka and Maple Grove.
So in order to letter, the kids need to hit 200 points. And when it comes to the 500 free, you get an additional 10 points if you hit 5:44.99 or under. And that's an additional 10 points.
Couldn't they just say 5:45?
No, it's cooler if it's 5:44.99.
Okay.
George hit it at Park Center, 5:44, I think like .44, something to that effect. So like just under, which is cool.
Now that 200 points, that's cumulative over their swimming career, correct? I think it is.
I think you have to hit it in order. You know what? I'm going to find out because I feel like I've been told that you have to hit it that year, but you get to keep your points of years of service sort of thing.
Right.
You get 20 points a year just being on the team, so those points carry over. I'm not sure if all of them carry over. I'll find out.
I do believe the years of service points do carry over. Thomas's lead continues to grow, lane 3. But so does Kyle Anderson. He's not going to catch Thomas at this point, but he has gotten out to a substantial lead over Max Parrish, who's currently hanging in third. But Cooper Lindbergh and Eris Lou are slugging it out in lanes 1 and 2 over here.
There's the ringer.
Final 50 for Thomas. He should take this one pretty easily.
58 home, 35 guest.
Kyle Anderson's going to push him in lane 4, but I don't think he's going to be able to make up that 3 body length lead. Nice turn by Thomas.
Go, go, go.
He'll cruise to take this one.
We'll have an updated score soon, too, because this is a varsity event worth points.
Botkin comes in first place in lane 3 at 5:22.64, followed by Anderson of Anoka at 5:26.36. And we're going to take third with Max Parrish in lane 5 here. Eris is trying to hold off Cooper Lindbergh. It's going to be tough. That one's going to be tight. Parrish is in third at 5:46.64. And Erislu does take fourth place at 5:50.13 versus 5:50.16. 3/100ths of a second separate fourth and fifth place there. Yep.
So some clarification on that lettering. So it is 200 points, and you do carry over those, I call them years of service, but they do start over. So if you earned 95 points this year from varsity events and relays, or weekly warrior points that are given out, that starts over that your next year of school. But but let's say you're a sophomore and you started in 7th grade, you're starting the season in 20, 40, 60, 80, you're 100 points.
Right.
Or 80. I didn't do my math.
I think you're right. At the end of your sophomore year, you'd have 100 points. So here we are with the 200-yard freestyle relay junior varsity. Lane 1, Maple Grove, Miles Ferrens, Brady Kukluk, Chethan Prabhu, Rowan Layton. Anoka in lane 2, Colin McCarty, Ben Taylor, TJ Moronga, and we don't have a name on a fourth swimmer. Maple Grove in lane 3, Ian Cobb, Benjamin West, Prithvi Sai, Luke Martin. Anoka's Holden Vanderhoof, Lucian Warrenma, Declan Blinkman, and Mason Wagner in lane 4. Jonathan Gliniani, Max George, Dean Yoshi, and Brandon Pazendak in lane 5.
You know, and we mentioned that a lot of the boys are Eagle Scouts or in Boy Scouts. They also play instruments, too. We have a few of the guys in jazz band and in orchestra.
Yep.
And in regular band.
Some of them play multiple instruments. Lane 3, Benjamin West pulls out to a pretty good lead here for first place for Maple Grove. And right now the fight is for second place between Lucian Warrenma and Max George. Max is pulling out ahead, put Maple Grove firmly in second place. Prithvi Sai hits the water in lane 3 for Maple Grove. And Declan Blinkman for Anoka is in the water too. Looks like Dean Yoshi maintains second place for Maple Grove. We're coming down to the home stretch here. Luke Martin for Maple Grove is in the water in lane 3 with a substantial lead.
I was talking about music. Luke plays the piano, and I hear really well.
Really?
And he's in jazz band, too.
Brandon Pazendak in lane 5 is cruising. He's gonna make second place and no doubter at this point.
Brandon plays hockey as well.
Okay.
All these fun tidbits, all these successful boys.
Well, it beats a lot
Well-rounded.
of silence from us.
And video games. We don't need to play video games. We have all these other fun activities going.
First place for Maple Grove in lane 3, 2:02.50. It says that we came in second place, Anoka came in second in lane 4. I thought we had second place there in hand, but I could be wrong. So second place in lane 4 for Anoka is 2:12.77. Lane 5 for Maple Grove, third place, 2:21.73. Maple Grove also takes fourth. in lane 1 at 2:34.19. So now we've got the varsity 200-yard freestyle relay. Garrett DeLoza, Connor Elfstrand, George Fisher, and Alec Benenga in lane 1. Anoka's Andy Nguyen, Morrison Vanderhoof, Matthew Goldstein, and Cooper Lindberg in lane 2. Maple Grove's TJ Pally, Max Parrish, Jeffrey Norvold, Garrett Reichels in lane 3. Jack Guy, Calvin Tukinen, Logan Day, Kyle Anderson in lane 4 for Anoka. Lane 5 for Maple Grove, Andrew Sahlberg, William Isaac, Alex Pickens, Mark Altman. And rounding out the field for Anoka in lane 6 is Malachi Leak, Charles Jabati, Gabe Sparts, and Hassan Kaba.
Updated score, 81 Crimson, 44 for Anoka Tornadoes.
I'm going to say I'm glad I don't have to announce Anoka's kids a lot because there's some names in there that I keep tripping over.
Yeah, I mispronounced a few too and felt bad. Then 18. One heat of this.
Yep.
Almost
Maple
everyone swimming.
Maple Grove out to a quick lead in lane 3 with TJ Pally, but he's followed really closely by Jack Guy. And they're in the water in lane 3 and 4, one right after the other.
At the exact same time.
So now we've got Max Parrish and Calvin Tukinen really swimming against each other in 3 and 4 for first place. Tukinen might have pulled slightly ahead. It's going to be close here. Next to hit the water will be Logan Day and Jeffrey Norvold for Anoka and Maple Grove, and they went off at the same time. Again, lanes 1 and 2 right in together again.
Go, George!
Logan Day pulls out a little bit more ahead against Jeffrey Norvold. But Garrett Reichels is swimming the anchor leg for Maple Grove against Kyle Anderson. Both pretty good swimmers. And what a start for Garrett. Oh, boy. This will come down to the turn here. Can Garrett take it from him? Reichels and Anderson. Anderson's got a slight lead. I think he's going to take it. Oh, yeah. Anoka takes it at 1:34.49. Maple Grove second place, 1:34.74. Maple Grove in third place in lane 1, 1:43.69. And Maple Grove fourth in lane 5, 1:45.27. Anoka finishes it out in lanes 5 and 6 at 1:46.13 and 1:57.79. So now we're on to the 100-yard backstroke JV. Jeremy Kelly of Maple Grove in lane 1, Abe Olson of Anoka in lane 2, Rowan Layton, Maple Grove lane 3, Kenan Nelson of Anoka in lane 4, and Brady Kuklock of Maple Grove in lane 5.
So we were talking about the depth of our team with the 3 captains, Alejandro Jimenez, TJ Pally, and Maxwell Parrish, and then we have a bunch of kids graduating in 2023. So we have a lot of juniors coming up.
Well, and right now, all of the JV swimmers in the water for Maple Grove, all 3 of them 7th graders.
Yeah, a lot of just almost just as many 2nd graders as juniors. Yep.
Pretty close field here for the lead. Looks like second lane 2, Gabe Olson for Anoka. Looks to be first, but second place looks to be going to Brady Kuklock in lane 5. He's right there with Kenan Nelson of Anoka in lane 4. Followed by Rowan Layton in lane 3 and Jeremy Kelly in Maple Grove in lane 1. Olson's lead is pretty strong in lane 2. Brady has given Kenan Nelson run for his money in lane 4. I always think the turn on the backstroke has got to be hard to do.
I think it all looks hard. I'm not a swimmer, so I am in awe of swimmers.
Well, let's be thankful there's not a 500 butterfly or butterfly.
Oh, no, a 500 butterfly, can you imagine?
Yeah. Or a backstroke.
Well, I mean, the kids who do it then, right? I mean, if you want to enter a race where you have a good chance of winning, the 500 butterfly then.
Yep. First place in lane 2 goes to Anoka's Abe Olson, but Brady takes lane 5 at 125.72 for second place. Third place goes to Anoka. Kenan Nelson in lane 4, 126.05. Maple Grove rounds it out in lane 3 at 146.7 for Roland Layton and Jeremy Kelly.
And if you missed it earlier, Maple Grove is undefeated this season. We beat Blaine, Park Center, Andover, now taking on Anoka. Taking second in the True Team event last weekend in Spring Lake Park, going to the True Team event at the U of M this Saturday. We also took first in the Northwest Suburban Conference Relay Conference at Northdale earlier in December. And we are hosting the Northwest Suburban Conference team meet on February 3rd.
So here we go with the 100-yard backstroke for varsity. 5 swimmers. Will Isaac of Maple Grove, lane 1. Ewan McAllister of Anoka, lane 2. Maple Grove's Logan Sear in lane 3. Joseph Morphew of Anoka in lane 5. And Alejandro Jimenez, one of the captains, in lane 5. Sorry, Morphew's in lane 4.
And again, Alejandro is going to the U of M this fall.
Good start for Logan Sear, lane 3. Nice turn. He's got about a half a body length lead here. Pulling out a little farther over Morphew from Anoka. Also followed by McAllister from Anoka in lane 2. But don't discount Will Isaac outside on lane 1. He's pushing to get his way into the top 3 here. Here comes Logan. He's going to take it. And it looks like Morphew will take second in lane 4, but it's going to be close. Will Isaac trying to catch Ewan McAllister in lane 2. He won't do it. First place to Logan Sear of Maple Grove, 57.38. Second place, Joseph Morphew, Anoka, 102.71 in lane 4. Third place, Ewan McAllister of Anoka, 103.03. And Will Isaac just misses him at 104.06. So we're on to the 100-yard breaststroke JV. There's going to be 2 heats here. Daniel Scher of Maple Grove in lane 1. Luke Martin, Maple Grove, lane 2. These are all Maple Grove swimmers. Alec Benenga, lane 3. Max George, lane 4. Jonathan Gleniani, lane 5. And Nick Bauer, lane 6. This is Nick's first year. He's a freshman.
You don't see it on the board, but we do have an updated score. We have the Crimson with 87 points, and then we have the Anoka Tornadoes with 52. So 87-52 right now. They just have not updated the board.
Not the Anoka Huskies?
Correct. Wait, don't trip me up here. Don't trip me up.
Alex out to a strong lead in lane 3. He's followed by Daniel Scher in lane 1. Lane 2, third place, appears to be going to Luke Martin. And lanes 4, 5, and 6 are pretty much in a dead heat.
You know, and earlier this year I interviewed our team captains, and there was a common thread about the older kids just really thinking a lot of the younger kids. Alejandro Jimenez said the team's greatest strength this year is having a lot of strong junior swimmers, allowing for next year's team to be just as good or even better. So as we said, all those juniors coming up.
We seem to go every other year with size of class.
Well, and then TJ Pauly said our biggest strength is the depth of our team. We have strong athletes from 7th grade to seniors, so the team won't be declining anytime soon.
Yep.
Hopefully ever. Like anytime soon. How about ever?
Well, and the Maple Grove area just has a pretty strong swimming area. You mentioned Lifetime and NHCP, the club teams here. And Coach Lindsay, I think, coaches at NHCP.
Yes, she does.
First place goes to Lane 3, Alec Benninga at 124.83. Second place, Daniel Shear in Lane 1 at 126.01. And third place in Lane 2 to Luke Martin, 136.21.
You know, when we talked about not being able to have spectators last year due to COVID, Coach Corrone, said what he hopes most significantly different from last year is that we're able to compete together all year without disruptions due to COVID. And as we know, our kids are in distance learning right now. Going back on Monday, high school sports still happening, which is nice because then the kids still get to see their friends and socialize.
Heat 2 is Gabriel Jimenez from Maple Grove in Lane 1, Charles Jabati from Anoka in Lane 2, Jacob Engler, Maple Grove in Lane 3, Hassan Kaba, Anoka Lane 4, Prithvi Sai, Maple Grove Lane 5, and Abe Sparts of Anoka Lane 6. Looks like Hassan Kaba is out to a bit of a lead in Lane 4. Pretty closely followed by Charles Jabati and Jacob Engler.
Jacob's a sophomore. Gabriel Jimenez, a freshman at Maple Grove. Prithvi Sai, a sophomore at Maple Grove.
Anoka's got first and second place in lanes 4 and 2. Pretty evenly matched race at this point. Abe Sparts for Anoka in lane 6 is not wearing a cap. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, I always wonder that too, how they decide not to wear a cap and then how they also choose their goggles. Everyone's very particular about their goggles.
Yep. Looks like Hassan Kaba will take this in lane, well, maybe not, lane 4. Yep, he does. 121.13, but 121.42 is Charles Jabati following right behind him. Anoka takes first and second in this heat, with Jacob Engler coming in third in lane 3 at 125.31.
Sorry, Jeff. We have an updated score. Crimson home at 96 points with our guest 59. So as I talked about earlier, that after 94 points, you swim exhibition. So Maple Grove would have already won this meet.
So how does that work? Anoka's still accumulating points too. What if they get to 96?
I don't think there's any way they can with the way that the numbers work out.
Okay.
Now again, the kids can still earn their varsity points though in these events if it's a varsity event, which this one is.
100-yard varsity breaststroke. One heat. Andrew Sahlberg of Maple Grove in lane 1. Calvin Tukinson, Anoka in lane 2. Garrett DeLoza, Maple Grove, lane 3. Logan Day, lane 4 for Anoka. Max Parrish, lane 5 for Maple Grove. And Anoka's Malachi Leak in lane 6. Looks like Logan Day is out to the lead here, but he's being chased by DeLoza and Tukinen in 3 and 2. Quick turn. Logan Day still out to a lead. And DeLoza and Tukinen still fighting it out. Anoka's got some good swimmers, but they seem to be really upperclassmen heavy.
Yeah, not many. Maybe 7th graders, 8th graders.
Yeah.
Middle school.
Logan Day takes first place in lane 1, lane 4, 104.63. DeLoza right behind him, 108.78. And Calvin Tukinen in third for Anoka, 110-16.
And also speaking to Coach Corrone earlier in the season, he said, in the end, it's about bonding as a team, learning from one another. Our biggest strength is our sense of family. We always cheer each other on during races and push each other to improve, and you can really see that on the sidelines. The kids are always cheering the other person on, and it's really fun to see the smiles.
400-yard freestyle relay junior varsity. This will be in lane 1 for Maple Grove. Jeremy Kelly, Miles Ferrens, Chethan Prabhu, and Bentley Craig. Also for Maple Grove in lane 3, Alec Benninga, George Fisher, PJ Wild, Ian Cobb. Anoka's Lucian Warenma, Mason Wagner, Ben Taylor, and Kenan Nelson are in lane 4. Maple Grove's Benjamin West, Zachary Ruhr, Brandon Pazandek, and Jacob Engler in lane 5. Good start for Benninga in lane 3. He'll be passing off to George Fisher here. Benninga maintains a good lead. Yeah. Benjamin West in lane 5 is lengthening the lead there over Anoka's Lucian Warenma in 3rd place in lane 4. A lot of places and lanes in this that can get mixed up. And here goes George Fisher. Next up for Maple Grove in lane 5 is Zach Ruhr. Zach's really been working on his starts. Doesn't look to be too slow after doing that 500.
No, you never doubt after the 500.
Yeah. Nice turn there. George has got Maple Grove handily in 1st place.
So they have to go down and back, down and back.
Yep.
Each boy.
Each length is 25 meters, so each swimmer here will swim 4 lengths.
Zach, lane 3 in first? Where are we?
Yes,
okay.
Lane 3. George is coming in here. George will pass off to PJ Wild.
PJ Wild, a junior at Maple Grove High School.
Zach's going to stay in 2nd place here. And
Zach, a freshman at Maple Grove.
He will be passing off to Brandon Pazandek,
who is an 8th grader.
Anoka in 3rd place here. Mason Wagner passes off to Ben Taylor.
After this JV 400, we'll have the varsity 400 relay.
I'm watching Zach climb out of the pool there, and I think he's glad to be done for the evening. PJ handily in 1st, cruising along in lane 3. And Ian Cobb hits the water for Maple Grove in lane 3 for the final 100. Chethan Prabhu in lane 1 for Maple Grove. Their 3rd swimmer is in the water. Pazandek in lane 5 passes off to Engler. Final 50 for Ian Cobb. He's cruising along in lane 3. I think this will be the final 52 for Pazandek as well in lane 5. These longer relays can really get confusing with.
Right, because you're not sure. I mean, just a few seconds can pass and somebody could be 2 laps ahead of the other person.
Yep. Lane 1, Maple Grove, 4:06.97 for first place. Last 25 here for Pazadak in lane 5. Maple Grove should take third without much trouble at all, or second without much trouble.
And Ian coming in last. He's the coming in last for the first place relay team. Also a diver that we saw earlier.
Yep. 4:33.84 in lane 5 from Maple Grove, second place. Maple Grove's last swimmer in lane 1 is in, which is Bentley Craig. The amount of times I've almost called him Craig Bentley.
Say that again?
I was going to say the amount of times I've almost called him Craig Bentley, just for the way it appears on the sheet here.
Again, another cool name.
Yeah. Third place goes to Anoka in lane 3 at 4:44.67. Maple Grove's last team in lane 1 is into their final 50 here with Bentley Craig. One of the things I love about swimming is how much everybody cheers on the last swimmer.
Yes. Like we said, it's like family. And, you know, it could be their first time doing that event. You don't know.
But it's great sportsmanship from both teams.
Yeah, I always like the bones it. You know, it's every event we've been at, no matter where you place, the kids are friendly to one another.
Mm-hmm. Fourth place goes to Maple Grove at 6:07.71. Now we'll do on to our last event, I believe. Yep, event number 24. 400-yard freestyle relay varsity. This one's always fun. Because it's the varsity kids, they know it's the last race of the night.
Yeah, and it looks like one of our in lane 3, Bodkin, Polly, Sear, and Reichels. That's their relay team last weekend from True Team.
Really? All right, so in lane 1, Alejandro Jimenez, Alex Pickens, Connor Elfstrand, Garrett DeLoza from Maple Grove, Anoka's Matthew Goldstein, Holden Vanderhoof, Abe Olsen, Ewan McAllister in lane 2. Lane 3 for Maple Grove, Logan Sear, Thomas Bodkin, Garrett Reichels, TJ Pally, as you mentioned. Lane 4 for Anoka, Jack Guy, Morrison Vanderhoof, Andy Nguyen, Joseph Morphew, and in lane 5 for Maple Grove, Gabriel Jimenez, Will Corrone, Eris Liu, and Max Parrish.
All of our captains swimming this event, Alejandro, TJ, and Maxwell. Connor Elfstrand is a freshman, Alex Pickens a sophomore, Garrett DeLoza, junior. Logan Sear, a junior as well, Thomas Bodkin a sophomore, Garrett's a junior.
Maple Grove.
A sophomore, Gabriel Jimenez, a freshman. Eris Liu is an 8th grader, and then, as we said, Max Parrish is a senior.
Maple Grove in first place in lane 3. Second swimmer, Thomas Bodkin in the water. Anoka's second swimmer hits the water in lane 4. That is Morrison Vanderhoof. Big lead for Bodkin, though. About a half a pool length there. Will Corrone is coming up in lane 5 in 3rd place. 4th place for Maple Grove. In lane 1, Alex Pickens. Lane 3, Maple Grove's 3rd swimmer, Garrett Reichels, is about to hit the water. Thomas Bodkins maintained a good, strong lead. Reichels with a great start. You can hear it in the background. That's their cheers. CRIMSON.
Nice. You know how these are scored, these varsity points scored for dual meets? In relays, first place gets 8 points. In second place, 4. In third place, 2 points for relays.
Garrett swimming smooth and strong here. He's going to come in for his last 25. He'll pass off to TJ.
Again, next up we have Coon Rapids meet here at home. It is senior night. We're going to be celebrating our seniors, our 3 captains, Alejandro, TJ, and Maxwell, so that should be a lot of fun.
And speaking of TJ, he's in the water for his last 100. He is really cruising along. He's fun to watch. He's really smooth in the water. He's one of those kids who looks like his results outpace his effort.
The boys even getting louder.
Let's go relay, they're yelling.
And I love it, both teams clapping together and saying the same thing. Very cute.
Anoka's final swimmers in the water in lane 2. Maple Grove does take first in lane 3, 3:28.83. Anoka looks like they will come in second in lane 4. Max Parrish just isn't going to be able to make up that lead. Anoka takes second in lane 4, 3:46.39. Here comes Maple Grove in third in lane 5, 3:55.03. Fourth place for Maple Grove in lane 1. Makes it just under 4 minutes at 3:59.89. Ewan McAllister of Anoka is the final swimmer. He will come in at about 4:20.83.
That's our meet.
That's our meet.
Maple Grove Crimson, 96 points. The Anoka Tornadoes with 72 points.
You're sure it's not the Anoka Huskies?
I'm sure. I'm sure this time. And as we said, Coon Rapids is up next, a home meet we are hosting. We live stream all of our events on YouTube. You can also follow us on the team, not us. Don't follow us.
And where do you post? Where do you post your articles?
In all the articles, yes. Osseo Maple Grove Press, online and in print on Thursdays. So today they would have posted. I hope they did. They would have posted our latest article. I believe they did. So that's always fun. And then after Coon Rapids, the Northwest Suburban Conference team. And then from there, we go to sections in the state tournament.
Well, speaking of fun, Lori, thanks for joining me for this.
Thanks for inviting me.
This was fun. We'll have to do it again.
Yes, I love it.